Have you ever stopped to wonder why the traditional markers of adulthood seem to be fading from view for so many of us? The big white wedding, the mortgage on a 3-bed semi, the 2.4 children. These were once the undisputed chapters in the book of life. Yet, for an entire generation, my generation, these chapters are being rewritten or skipped. It's not a loud, placard-waving protest, but a quiet, collective turning away from a script that no longer feels relevant or even possible. This shift isn't just happening on our little island. It's a silent revolution echoing across the globe. London, Lisbon, Manchester, Seoul. This isn't about a sudden aversion to commitment or family. It's far more complex. We are navigating a world our parents would scarcely recognize: a stable career, an affordable home, a linear path to success, have dissolved into a gig economy. Soaring rental markets, climate anxiety. The old map to adulthood is outdated. Its landmarks have crumbled. Let's talk about the elephant in every room on every first date and in every conversation about the future: money. Or more accurately, the lack of it. The dream of a wedding, a home and a family is colliding with the brutal reality of the cost of living crisis. In the UK, the average wedding now costs over £20,000. That sum can equal a house deposit in many areas, or an insurmountable debt for most. "I'd love to get married," a friend from Birmingham, a 31-year-old junior doctor, told me. "But looking at my student loan and rent, spending that much on one day feels not just frivolous but insane." This squeeze goes far beyond weddings. Home ownership has become a distant fantasy. A generation ago, a single income could often secure a family home. Today, even with dual incomes, millennials are priced out. We are Generation Rent, pouring big chunks of wages into homes we won't own, with little ability to save. According to a 2024 report, the average first-time buyer deposit in London is over £100,000. Beyond the daunting financial realities, something deeper is shifting within our culture. The values we hold and the way we envision a fulfilling life are fundamentally different from those of previous generations. The post-war consensus of a nuclear family, a stable job for life, a quiet retirement has been replaced by a desire for flexibility, experience, personal growth. We value travel, self-discovery, community in ways that often take precedence over settling down. The pressure to conform to a single, accepted life path has lessened, opening up a beautiful, if sometimes bewildering, array of possibilities. This change in values is profoundly impacting our view of parenthood. For many, the idea of bringing a child into a world facing a climate crisis feels like a heavy ethical burden. I look at the headlines about wildfires and floods, and I just can't, in good conscience, have a baby, a 28-year-old graphic designer from Glasgow explained to me over coffee. This climate anxiety is a uniquely millennial and Gen Z concern, adding another layer of complexity to the decision. Social media acts as a mirror. Social media acts as a magnifying glass for these generational shifts. It creates a complex paradox in our lives. On one hand, platforms like Instagram and TikTok expose us to an endless stream of alternative lifestyles. We see people living in vans. We see people working remotely from Bali. We see people building communities around shared hobbies. This constant showcase of possibility can be incredibly liberating. It validates choices that deviate from the norm. There is no single right way to live. A life without a mortgage or marriage can be just as vibrant and meaningful. However, there is a darker side to this digital window on the world. Social media is a relentless engine of comparison. For every post celebrating a minimalist, nomadic life, there are a dozen showcasing an impossibly perfect, high-cost wedding. There are gender reveal parties with fireworks. There are flawlessly designed nurseries. This curated perfection creates a new kind of pressure. It sets an impossibly high bar for life's milestones. The simple registry office wedding now feels inadequate, especially compared to multi-day, professionally photographed extravaganzas. The pressure to perform life, rather than just live it, is immense. We are caught in a digital tug-of-war between inspiration and aspiration. It's a constant negotiation that defines our modern experience of growing up. So, we find ourselves at a generational crossroads, not out of apathy, but out of a complex blend of economic necessity, shifting values, and digital influence. The decision by so many millennials and Gen Z to say no or not now to weddings, babies, big-ticket purchases, this is not a sign of failure or a rejection of happiness. Instead, it is a rational and creative response to a world that has broken its promises. It is a quiet, powerful act of redefining success on our own terms, prioritizing mental health, personal freedom, meaningful experiences over outdated expectations. The key takeaway: this is not a fleeting trend. In the UK and across the world, we are witnessing the birth of a new blueprint for adulthood. One that is more flexible, more community-oriented, and less defined by traditional institutions. It values stability of self and richness of experience. We must start conversations about affordable housing, accessible childcare, and a sustainable future. What do you think? Is this new blueprint for life a compromise or an improvement? Across the UK, statistics paint a stark picture. The Office for National Statistics, marriage rates at their lowest since records began. In 2019, average marriage age for men, 38.1. For women, 35.8. A big delay from grandparents marrying in their early 20s. It's a recalibration of building a life, pragmatic, often painful. We're decoupling lifetime commitment from the legal and financial institution of marriage. Long-term cohabitation is on the rise, seen not as a stepping stone, but as a valid and stable destination in its own right. We are prioritizing emotional security and shared values over a piece of paper and a costly party. A quiet defiance, defining relationships on our own terms, partnership without the performance, and for many, more authentic. This isn't just Britain. Pew Research Center shows similar trends in the US. A quarter of 40-year-old millennials have never been married. This pattern is mirrored across the developed world. South Korea now has the world's lowest fertility rate. In Italy and Spain, birth rates have plummeted. We're witnessing a global phenomenon. Economic instability shaping population futures. What's your perspective on this generational shift? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this.